Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Know-It-All, and today we are going to be theming this ride in this tutorial, which is Overpower. So we are going to be giving it an adventure theme. Now, of course, you can use any theme on your rides, but this will be for the adventure theme. Okay, so this is the ride as it is once finished, but let's get to it and have a look at how it was done. Okay, so we start with Advanced Move and the 4 meter by 4 meter blocks that are in the Adventure Download Content Pack. Now, Advanced Move makes sure that everything is in line and we know where it's all going. That tree is going to have to be moved. Okay, so we go back, and what we're going to do is we're going to bring around the side and with some smaller blocks start building a wall around the edge. Again, Advanced Move ensures that we keep a straight line as we're doing it, just to ensure accuracy. So here we go, some more blocks going in. Now, to be able to do this, you need to hit Escape, go to the game settings, go to the game settings themselves, and then disable Scenery Collision. This will then allow you to place scenery items actually on the ride itself without telling you no, you can't do that. So here we go, we're using again a different size block, and we're putting in the sidewall, so some more Advanced Move to get these in. And what we're doing is we're leaving a doorway there in the rock. So there we go, we're placing a second layer of blocks. Have a look, see how it looks. Slightly offline, but again it's a temple, so it goes with the idea, so that's fine. Let's put a broken block at the end to make it look like the temple's like slightly fallen apart. So we're starting to get the basic shape now around this Overpower ride. Now again, I decided I wanted some posts at the exit of the ride, and then decided what shapes can I do along with those. So these gold posts, I thought might put them in, and then I changed my mind. Then started looking at different decorations. Again, this is all part of theming. You come up with your own ideas and then how to implement them. So I decided to go with ruined wall either side of the posts. So, and then if we go back round, as you can see, that looks quite good. So then we go in and we put some more shapes in. So I'm going to turn this round and put along, and then put that back. So we're starting to get an outline around the ride itself now. And as you build this up, that's when the ride starts to look more and more realistic. So then I thought, right, let's put some posts in and have a low-level fence around the ride. So we've got the posts in, and then I also thought that the back wall needed to be higher, so let's get some more on. So needed to continually adjust until I got them to the right angle to match the ones below, and then we put in the next layer of blocks. So this gives the ride a back to it, which I think is quite a good idea. Again, all this theming is down to your own choice. So I was having a look at the ride. Now this was to see where the ride went as it was going through its cycle, to make sure that I wasn't actually building the scenery over the ride, so that the ride would go through the scenery once it was opened. Now I wanted to put blocks around the actual ride itself, and this is where disabling the collision for scenery means you can put these pieces in without it saying no, sorry, you can't do that. I decided to go with posts at either end of the supports at the same position and distance, and then I went with in the end a fire pit, so this one here, and then lined that up to the top, and then I put some fire inside those posts. But we're going to continue with, so here it is. I was looking at all the different effects here, and then I decided that I wanted to take off the filter, but for now we're going to put some snakes in. So I thought, why not have a couple of cobras coming up the back of the ride. So there we go, there's the body curving through the stone, and then put the heads at the top, and decided to put another one at the other side as well. So get that lined up nice and perfect. There we go, so there's one cobra. Now for matching it, I put one the same at the other side. So we have the two cobras at the back of the ride. There we go, so we turn that round, get an angle that I like, And there we go, the head's looking in different directions. Now it's starting to look well themed. You can see the fire is now in there as well. And what we're now doing is putting the top of the posts on, and you can see the fence is now there at the bottom that I was talking about. I've also already added decoration around the outside here. Now these decoration pieces are very handy. There's lots of different ones, and they allow you to give more depth to the scenery as you're building it. And of course vegetation is always important, so the next step was to put in the vegetation around the ride, again to fill it out, to make it look more realistic. So here we go, we've got lots of palm trees now growing around the ride, a couple of swamp trees near the water, and now these lovely vines. Now these are great, so yep, put those either side of the door. I needed to move that over a bit. I started playing with what pieces I could put at the end as well. Now these long vines, also very good, so I was playing with those. That they didn't fit, I ended up changing my mind. Then wanted to put some roots in as well, so they're growing through the temple. And again, all of this, as you build up the scenery, as you do this, it starts, as I said, to make the ride look more realistic and more well themed, as you would see in some very good theme parks. Again, some more vines just to make it look overgrown. So there we go, that's all combined. Let's put some more across the back as well. Different ones, of course, so don't just put the same thing repeatedly across, but try and create some differences. So there we go, we're starting to look like an old temple now. And of course the queue, that's a fun one. Look where I've put the swamp tree. Oh dear, getting the queue there is not going to be easy. That was awful, so change that. Let's move the tree. That would have been the more sensible thing to do in the first place, rather than trying to fit the fence round. And here we go, let's put the queue in, but now we have the problem of the boat ride, so need to adjust the height. Get it high enough. Nope, still not letting me. In the end I went, no, we'll change our mind here and we'll actually go the other way and go all the way around the back of the ride. Which then meant needing to put more theming around the back to actually get the ride finished off. Here we go, so start putting in some more scenery. So let's put some pillars at the back of the ride, because obviously this is where the queue is going to be. So let's put these in, and what size? Make it a little bit lower. There we go. Again, I have quite a few of those. Make sure they're in a straight line. Keep going, and then start putting some different pieces in. So there's a larger one, and again some medium-sized ones in between the others. And then to top that off, what we do is we put in the golden dishes in the end, after looking at all the different types. Some decoration to the back of the temple as well. So again, the more decoration you add, the more realistic the ride begins to look. So here we go, so these are the gold ones that I put on the tops. So what we can do is we can have some fire in there. Again, I wasn't using advanced move here. So it's not always necessary. And then of course it's special effects, and then put some fire in, sync the fire in. There we go. And sync the fire in, sync the fire in. So all of these posts will be lit. Now as you can tell, the game is currently paused, which is why you can't actually see the fire. So there we go, hit play for a second. So there we go, you can see all the fire and the ride looking pretty much finished. We're going to put in some more vegetation, because as I said, the more you build this up, the better it looks. And play with all the different vegetation, rotate it, move it around, use the different types, and you can very easily with this adventure content build up stuff that looks like a jungle, which I think is pretty cool. And then put in some torches around the path as well. Now this isn't completely themed, but this tutorial gives you the idea of what you need to do to actually create fairly effective theming around a ride to make it look good. So let's put some scaffolding in as well. Again, just to add to the depth of the ride, but you get the idea. Line those up nice and straight. Well, I do hope you've appreciated this video. I'm Know-It-All, and do continue to subscribe, like and comment of course on these videos to keep up to date with everything that I'm doing, and watch out for more tutorials on what to do. Now what we're doing at the end here is just placing some thick jungle around the edge of the ride, which breaks up the roller coaster, which is the other video series I'm doing next to it, so the tilting mine train coaster. So do keep your eye out for the next part of that, because you can see quite a bit of work's been done. But the final bits of vegetation. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I am Know-It-All.